All right. Start again.
All right.
I'll do it later.
Do you think that the government is covering up the existence of aliens?
No, I don't think so. Because I think, one, the idea that we would be the only ones who would know about them, about aliens, no other government, is sort of ridiculous. If they came here, why wouldn't they come like en masse?
Maybe they're all communicating with each other and trying to keep the secret.
Yeah, I don't know. What, all the governments?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible, but it would have to be all the governments. So
Right.
that's where I sort of lose to me. And also the idea that the reason they tell people that they can't tell everybody, that they keep it a secret, is to stop mass panic.
Right.
But why would that result in mass panic? I don't understand why that would definitely result in mass panic.
Because
and I don't
people would think that they're going to attack us.
Yeah, but
And then people will get religiously freaked out.
Every government to also decide, or every government they would have landed in, because there's some movies where they landed in Russia. It's like a normal.
Right.
Wasn't Signs? Didn't they land in somewhere else that way first, and then eventually landed in America?
I think they landed like everywhere in
Yeah.
South America.
But yeah, each government would have to say the same thing. Like, this is going to create panic if we tell everybody.
Right.
It just doesn't add up. It's too much.
But
But I think they're real. I think the aliens must exist. With the infinite possibilities of the universe,
right.
they would have to be.
So why haven't they landed here yet?
It's a good question. Maybe they are. Maybe they have landed, and they're just amongst us, like they live. I don't really know, man. I don't really know. I feel like if they were here, we would know about them.
Did you ever read Chariots of the Gods?
Mm-mm. Is that Ayn Rand?
It's Eric von Däniken. It's basically about. I mean, he's a crackpot, but he believed that like all the old Bible stories were actually about aliens, and that there's like some old Mayan drawings on caves where if you look at it in the right way, it looks like an astronaut in a spaceship.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Prometheus was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at these.
Prometheus was
signs.
heavily influenced by Eric von Däniken's Chariots of the Gods, which is a very good.
That's what they have in X-Files too, and in Prometheus, and a lot of these things is that aliens just came here to start us.
Right, and that's what a lot of our old stories about like magic or angels and shit. Like there's stuff in the Bible about like angels flying around on like platforms in the sky, like shooting laser beams that like fire out of their eyes and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's stuff that like if you look at it thinking sci-fi, it totally
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be too, and it could be a race that just died.
Yeah.
But then someone else would have come. But when you think about it too, it's like in terms of like why can't we find Osama bin Laden? Same thing, because it's way bigger country than you think it is.
Right,
It's not just
right.
like a block. The universe is massive. If someone just happened to come across us, it should happen eventually, though.
I think it's probably more likely that the problem is distance. I mean, the nearest thing is like 6 million light years away. Like, so, maybe it's not possible to travel as fast or faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, ever, you mean? Maybe that's just not a possibility.
It would take you 6 million years to traveling at light speed to get to something 6 million light years away.
Yeah.
You
But
know
with
what I
the
mean?
universe being infinite, it's like there must be cultures that are millions of years ahead of us with the infinite possibilities, you know?
Maybe culture can't survive for millions of years. Maybe they
Yeah.
always wipe themselves out, use up resources.
Everyone dies off. Yeah. Well, in the end, I don't think we're covering anything up with it.
Yeah.
But
I think secrets
they're
like
real.
that are too big to keep.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
When you have too many people involved, it's like the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to go broke.
And just say, "Oh, sell my story."
Yeah.
Like, well, they'll kill him. It's like, okay, so they'll kill him.
And who killed him?
Yeah, exactly.
And now that person has to keep the secret.
Yeah. Who's the guy who shot Kennedy?
Jack Ruby?
Yeah, he died in prison. Nobody talked to him.
I don't know what happened to Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby. Wait.
But he might have just been like, "Hey, how dare you shoot the president? I'll show you." That's an American thing to do.
Right. He was also like a mobster or something, though, right?
Oh, really?
I think so. There's a movie about
He
it.
looked cool with that hat on when he came through. He's like, nice derby hat, man.
It's a great picture.
Yeah, it is.
That guy's like,
Oh, no. Oh, what about his gun, though?
I know I'm supposed to be stopping this, but that guy's got a gun.
Yeah, all the Secret Service guys, they don't ever rush towards it at all.
Imagine taking that picture at that moment. Like a guy just had
Yeah,
this.
he's going and he's like, oh, this is about to be a really good picture. Stop. All right, what's the next topic?
All right. I wish I could snap again instead of rewinding.
Yeah, do one of these.
Wait.
No, wait, don't shoot him again.
Is Bigfoot real?
I don't think so. I mean, honestly, it's another one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's massive, but it's like for one of those things to get out, just like one Yeti
Right.
to be, maybe it was like they mutated out, not mutated out, but like evolved out of it, like it was bigger. But for them to walk upright, no, I
Yeah.
don't think so. Also, there's so many hoaxers that at this point, it's like, is there any proof to the positive, like that there is Bigfoot, other than stories?
The big one that was people used to lean on for the longest
thing?
time. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fake. That
Yeah.
just came out. When the guy died, his family came out about 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I saw a documentary with Spock, who was doing the commentary.
Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, and they were still, it was made after that was debunked, and they were still using that as one of the proofs.
I bet they were.
And I'm like, well, then this
There's
whole
nothing else.
documentary is stupid.
Yeah.
You're intentionally using fake evidence.
It's like, why can't they produce the bones of one?
Of one.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No one ever came across and like, well, those woods are really like endless. I'm like, yeah, but still.
yeah, they're not really that endless anymore.
it's like,
People
it's
are
like 7 blocks wide now.
Yeah.
They keep cutting everything down. Yeah, I think Bigfoot. That's not one I believe in. It's
Like
sort of
Loch
Loch
Ness
Ness
Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure you saw stuff. Whenever people say like, no, I've seen things, I've seen it, or it's like I don't really respect story evidence, anecdotal evidence.
Yeah.
It's not. When people tell me about psychics, like, dude, this lady knew. She knew this thing about my watch and drawer. I'm like, look,
She knew there was cancer in your family.
yeah, I'm sure it sounded good to you, but I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what you did wrong.
Yeah.
You were talking on the phone when you came in. And
That lady,
what parlor tricks are what?
the one of the people, one of those women who was kidnapped in Cleveland,
Uh-huh.
like one of the most
Oh,
famous
yeah.
psychics told her family 5 or 6 years ago that she was dead.
Yeah, your daughter's dead. I
Yeah.
see her floating in a river.
Yeah, she was alive.
And then she came out recently and said, well, thank God that it's not 100%. I've never been 100%. I'm just pretty right generally, or most of the time. And this is one of the times I'm thankful that I'm wrong. That she's still alive. It's like, no,
that's the
fuck
right
you.
thing to say, but
You
fuck
gave someone this idea that their daughter was dead and told them to move on. They trusted you.
Yeah.
No,
Fuck psychic.
that should be illegal.
Speaking of psychics, are we training psychic warriors? Government.
Are we training? Is that still running? I thought I heard a text. I should turn it off.
No, it's running.
Okay, cool. Are we training psychic warriors? No, I believe the U.S. government would probably research it, but I don't think that's another one possibilities. I used to love those books.
What, Firestarter?
Yeah, ESP books, just in general.
ESP books.
Yeah, extrasensory
Is that a genre?
perception.
Yeah, I know what ESP stands for. I
Yeah,
didn't know that there was a genre.
There's
of
one. I
books.
remember reading a book about this girl who could like set the table with her mind, just like look at it all. Her mom would get mad at her. She said, "Don't keep using that power." And I wanted it so bad.
What were you gonna do with it?
Probably mostly good, but some bad.
Take off some shirts.
Yeah. Like, ooh, did that button just pop open? No, I just don't. I've never seen that. And whoever that was, if somebody did have that kind of power, would be a multi-billionaire. Just on parlor tricks alone.
Yeah.
Just on come see me do stuff.
It would probably ruin the balance of power in the world.
Yeah. It would just, and I know they say like Abraham Lincoln's wife dreamt, she knew that he was going to die. That was in one of those ESP books. But I'm like,
A lot of
wasn't she
people
a
wanted me
crazy
dead.
person? Yeah.
Like, if a lot of people wanted me dead, I or my wife would probably dream about it.
Yeah. I feel like most people, they'll see coincidence and view it as reality.
Or a sign.
Yeah, as a sign. Like, it's like, no, you're just noticing it because it's weird.
Coincidence
yeah.
happens in the world.
If I ran into you when I was in vacation in Bora Bora, and people are like, what are the odds that me and Brian will be here at the same time? It's like, well, very low. But what are the odds that you or anybody that you've ever met will be here? A lot higher.
How many times have you been on vacation and a block away from somebody that you know well and just didn't know that they were there and you never knew?
Yeah.
Probably a bunch, actually.
Want to hear a good story?
Yes.
My grandmother, Holocaust survivor, her whole family is. She took her daughter, my dad's oldest sister, back to Romania to see their old home where they lived. And the Nazis took it away. Everything was gone. There's no claims on those homes anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was 10, 15, 20 years. Someone else lives there. They've sold it. Someone else has bought it. But she just wanted to show her where she grew up. Now, my grandmother lost everyone in her extended family. Don't know where they were, dead, alive, who knows? Because there was no email in those days. It was just like, you just get separated and just like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So she went on this vacation to Romania, took the oldest, my aunt Sarah, Tante Sarah, and at the same time, from New York, her brother that she presumed dead was taking the same trip.
What?
And they ran into each other in front of their old house.
Are you kidding?
No. And if this was 10 minutes later, if one left while the other was walking up, they never would have seen each other.
Because they didn't talk to the people inside the house?
No, they didn't know. They didn't know any of them. I mean, maybe they could say, like, oh, I lost my family, but and someone else would have come later. They probably would have thought that was a prank. No, they were just outside. They were just looking at it. And, and he came up at the same time, and it was like, oh my God, you're alive. And
Are you
right
kidding?
Here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And people want to take that as a sign that
Did
God
they stay
exists.
in touch?
Oh, yeah. And they were family.
They were brother and sister again.
Yeah.
God, they must have cried a lot.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Oh, my God.
But if I want to say that this is the reason why God exists, or it's a sign, it's not a sign.
How many times did that happen?
If God exists, why would he allow the whole family to be fucking torn apart for 35 years and then get back together? What purpose does that serve?
Yeah.
It's just a happy coincidence.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is a crazy one, though.
So, very similar to an old Robert Schimmel story.
What is that?
Robert Schimmel has a story about, his mother going back after the Holocaust and running into a coffee shop. Her boyfriend or fiance at the time, who they lost contact, and they ran into each other again. They were both single again. They both had their spouses had divorced or whatever, and then they became friends. And
when they're like 50 or something.
Yeah, when they're like 50 or 60. And the reason that Schimmel tells the story is because he was in a pitch meeting with Jim Kellum, and pitching this. He was just talking about this idea as like to Spielberg or something. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, and then he's like, and they became friends. They stayed in touch for the rest of their life. And then Kellum turned to him and goes, "It'd been better if she fucked the dude. It'd been better if your mom's fucked the guy."
Change the story up. Yeah, it would have been a better
if your
story
mom
that way.
fucked the guy.
I met two people that met in a concentration camp.
Really?
A couple, yeah, they met in a concentration camp.
So that's proof that there's a God.
Yeah. Everyone's dying around them. Like, see, God exists.
See, God exists. He causes love to happen. And concentration camps to exist.
Yeah. That's why we need more concentration camps. Because it can help people meet each other. That's the kind of reasoning people use.
So you want a date at the camp or something?
Oh, that'd be a horrible game show.
All right. Are we as a civilization headed for another, or are we as a civilization headed for a bio-apocalypse a la 28 Days Later?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think definitely on that one. I think
Yes.
100%. I think we're experimenting past the point. I don't think we should stop experimenting, but I think we're getting to the point where something could get out. Isn't that why it was this crop of caterpillars they made? They were supposed to be resistant to pesticides because the caterpillars, I believe, the caterpillars ate the bugs that would ruin the crops. So they made this caterpillar resistant to pesticides so that it wouldn't get killed.
Right, and it
do
killed
more
bugs.
Yeah, but then this caterpillar got like extra powers. They became like more aggressive.
Okay.
And then they would start eating the plants, and then it got out, and it created like all through Texas. It's like 15 or 20 years ago. It's created this horrible problem because then they started breeding and just getting out, and they had to come up with new pesticides to try to kill them off. But like stuff gets out of hand once it gets out.
Right.
28 Days Later was a great example. It's like you open up the monkey cage and the monkey just attacks you, and it's out spreading stuff.
Yeah, like Mother Nature, once you let things out into the world and start interacting with the whole, ecosystem, you can't really predict what's going to happen.
Is there a natural cure to AIDS, to the plague, to like all these things? It gets out and kills a lot of people.
There's no such thing as an effective computer model of the entire ecosystem of the world. Right. You know what I mean? Which is what you'd really need in order to predict how your genetic changes are going to impact what the hell
in every
happens.
environment.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the food supplies, to do anything. I don't think though that it'll be like The Walking Dead, like just people just like this and like eating people. But I think like mass blindness could happen.
It's a weird one to pick.
I remember there was some movie about that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like that, people could lose their ability to. I don't know. Yeah, mass blindness would be a great one.
Children of Men, when everybody would just all of a sudden they stop reproducing.
Could be that where you just can't have kids anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So. I mean, there's so many possibilities with biochemical engineering that it can have a negative effect. And
once you take out a key to,
it could cross senility. I could see senility and aggressiveness. aggression.
Yeah.
And that would be sort of like a zombie.
And once you take out a link in the chain, everything falls apart. And then, I think society probably falls.
Society crumbles instantly. I'm a Kubrick fan, and he's always showing in every one of his movies how you take away society and people become animals.
Right.
And that would happen instantly.
Yeah.
Once there's like, we can't control this, martial law, and then lock your doors and hope they don't come.
Right.
But they will. Everyone thinks, like, what would I do if there was an apocalypse? Like, how would I survive?
What would you do?
Here's what I would do. Here's the real answer. Like 95% of the other humans on Earth, I would die instantly. I wouldn't. Why would I think I'd be one of the 5% that survives and have to deal with it? Everyone's so egotistical. They're like, well, I'm going to live for like a few years doing that. Like, no, you would die in the bomb.
I'm really proud of you.
Thanks.
For knowing that.
Yeah.
Because you're right.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah, gone instantly. I'm like, what do I have, special skills?
Skinny Jewish comedian.
Yeah. Hey. What are we gonna do, everybody? Why are you running at me? Why are you running? Don't run at me. Then it's dead.
Weaponless comedian.
Yeah, weaponless comedian. Yeah, I would have no skills to fight off anything.
You don't farm.
Yeah.
You're a martial artist.
I don't even know how to grow a pot plant. The one thing I would want to grow. I couldn't even grow that. I'd be bad at rationing off the food I have. I'd be like, we're out of food. Drink everything, quickly. Don't let anyone else have it. I'd be so bad at it. Eat Pringles, get it all.
You'd be drinking your own pee in a week.
I'd go too early, probably, to like the convenience store and try to raid them. And he'd be like, no, it's not time for that yet. And I'd be like, damn it.
There's somebody was talking about, there's like a game coming out or something. Anyway, like, in the real apocalypse happens, you're always thinking, like, go to the gun store, go to the Walmart. Do not go to those places.
That's where everybody's going.
Because it's like the cornucopia in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's where everybody's going. It's where it's going to be a fucking bloodbath down there.
Get out of there.
The place to go is residential neighborhoods.
Old age homes.
Ooh.
I just thought of that.
I like it. Well, how many of those people are going to have guns? They're going to have canned food, though. They're going to have canned food. That's good. Canned food is just as important, but you're also going to need a weapon.
Yeah. They won't fight back.
That's right. You could smother those old people pretty easy.
Or just push them down.
Yeah, or just pretend you're their grandkids.
Oh yeah, there's that.
You let them go easy.
Yeah. No, I'm here to take you on a vacation. You're like rifling through it. What are you looking for?
Hey, Nana.
Just call them all Nana. No. What's the next question?
That's it.
Oh, that was all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I'm
Yeah.
Ari Shaffir. How long was that?